Good evening, lifers. Good evening, community. I'm Ruth, your peace coach, and welcome to 15 to Life, where we learn, grow, and serve for a peaceful life. In these next 15 minutes, I not only prepare you for your upcoming week, but for the rest of your life. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. If this is your first time on here, please put your name in the comment section and let us know that you are on so that we can welcome you to this community. And you will see the word lifers all the time. We call ourselves lifers because we are doing life together. And I always love all of the greetings and all of that. Hey, Crystal, Allen, Evangelist Pryor. Let me see who else. Harriet, Hollywood. Thank you so much, guys. If you have not already, make sure you share the stream. Thank you so much for sharing without me even asking. You know, I'd like to get at least 10 shares because I know that we have something great here, and you know people that I don't know. So when you share that stream, it goes out to other people, and I know somebody needs what we have here. So thank you so much for sharing that. Tony, Karen Deal, God bless you. Yes, all of you all that are on here. Again, if this is your first time, put your name in there so we can greet you. All right. This week, we're going to get back on our topic. Let me see. I'm trying to see some of you guys on here. Phyllis, hey, how are you? Yes. Glad you're on here. But we're going to get back on our topic. I got off last week. Y'all saw how that went kind of left last week. But it was fun, but it went kind of left last week. But anyway, but this time I'm back on topic. And we're going to do our third week in our topic of new growth. And here's our scripture, 1 Timothy 4:15-16 says, cultivate these things, immerse yourself in them. The people will all see you mature right before their eyes. Keep a firm grasp on both your character and your teaching. Don't be diverted. Just keep at it. So new growth. You guys know what we're talking about with new growth. And here's the thought. Anytime there is growth, there is effort. You cannot do it by yourself. It doesn't just happen, just because you just wish it. Doesn't happen because you just dream it. It doesn't happen because you write it down on a piece of paper. It doesn't even happen when you talk to somebody about it. It happens when you be about it, when you got to do it. There's effort. You got to make the phone call. You got to go to school. You got to do what you need to do. You got to push, make that effort, whatever that is, whatever area that you're trying to grow in. It takes effort. Now, here's something else. The first week we talked about it takes effort. The second week we talked about that it was a sign of things to come. So if you have not watched those 2 weeks, go back and watch those 2 weeks. You need to do that. It'll only be 30 minutes of your time. Okay, just 30 minutes. So go back and watch those after this goes off. And this week we're going to talk about, as we move deeper in, being prepared. If you want new growth in your life, you have to be prepared. Again, ladies, it just does not happen just because you want it to happen. You have to be prepared. And so when we're talking about being prepared, what does that word mean, prepared? And what it means is pre means before. Pre means before, which you know that. Pair means to trim something. I love you all on here. Hey, Monica, how are you? Hey, Auntie Helen. All right, Peggy. All right. Pair, it means to trim something by cutting away its outer edges to reduce something in size. So when you prepared, you're doing the extra work beforehand, reducing time and effort. Okay. So if you are preparing, you are doing something before, you're doing the extra work beforehand, reducing time and effort. Now, anybody who knows me, let me go back real quick. Anybody who knows me, you know that now I'm 58, since high school, I have gotten out my clothes at night. It's just something that now when I was in high school, I used to write down what I wore. That was when I was wearing hand-me-downs and all that, and I didn't have any clothes, and I would write down what I was wearing, so I wouldn't wear it again within like 2 weeks or whatever, because I didn't really have any clothes. But since then, I always get my stuff out at night. Like, I cannot function in the morning with if I have to run around and try to find what I'm going to put on, then have to iron something, or maybe something's not doesn't fit right. It's too little now, or too tight, or whatever. And I'm trying to find my shoes and all that. I cannot function like that. Like, I have to get my stuff out. And even when I'm in running seasons, like right now, like at night, I will get out my running clothes. That's like everything down to the socks. I put my shoes by the door. I make sure that my Fitbit is charged up, that my earplugs are charged up. I got my water, got my breakfast bar, I got all that stuff at night. Then I even will say, okay, because if I'm going to running at 6 o'clock in the morning, then when I come back home, I got to put on my other clothes. So I have those laid out as well, all the way down to the underwear. Because I cannot function. So if there's something that you do to prepare yourself, I want to know, put it in the comment section, because I want to know what those things are that you do. I want to know what is it that you do that helps you to prepare. Okay. And so also when we're thinking about preparing, sometimes we think, oh, I was just lucky. I was just lucky. There is no such thing as luck. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. And so sometimes you may say, oh, I was just lucky to get that job. Oh, I was just lucky that I just happened to meet that right person at the right time and the doors just opened. It was not luck. It was because you were prepared for it. You were prepared for it. Yes, Paige, she said, I used to do that, but stop. Oh, because the weather never matches. Well, usually I look at the weather, but I'm not off too much. I'm not off too much, but I have to get my stuff out at night. Do I run at 6 or wake up at 6? No, sometimes I'm at the gym at 5:30 in the morning because I have to get that run in early in the morning so I can do all my other stuff. So it's just easier if I get it in early in the morning. Now, if I have to run a long distance, then I might go out a little bit later or do it at night in the evening. But if it's just a short amount, maybe 3 miles or something like that, then I'll do that in the morning, 6 o'clock or 5:30 when the gym opens up. So yes, but anyway, so you need to give yourself more credit for you being prepared. It wasn't just luck. You studied, you did the work that you needed to do. And that's why those doors open. I tell you, after church today, I had a conversation with Timberland. And she's an accountant and she has her own business, and she was telling me some of the things that she's working on. And she always sends me texts about things that she's doing, and she's got some other things that are opening up for her. And I just love it. And I'm so excited, but it didn't happen for her just out of luck. She prepared herself. She's had studied, she's worked, she's talked to people, she's done what she needs to do to be prepared so that when those doors opened up, then you're ready to walk through. Okay. So here's 3 quick points on how some things that you can do to help you be prepared. And one of the things is to study, read, and listen. Study, read, and listen. And here is something that I want you to think about. Proverbs 18:15 says, intelligent people are always ready to learn. Their ears are open for knowledge. Intelligent people are always ready to learn. Their ears are open for knowledge. So you've got to read. You've got to study. You've got to prepare yourself. I tell you, before I came down here just now, I was upstairs and I was watching these Black billionaires. They were on Charlemagne the God's radio program, The Breakfast Club. And they were on there talking about their businesses and how they built their business. It was a man and a Black man and a Black woman. And it was just awesome to listen to them and talk about some of their challenges and things that they had to do. That's what I need. I don't need to be fooling around with somebody who don't have, and I'm trying to get. Okay. So I was watching them. Here's some of the things that I'm reading right now. I'm trying to get it where you can see it. The 1619 Project, I think I've talked about this before, and this is one of the things where people are so upset about. And it's by Nicole Hannah Jones, and great book about the real origin of slavery in America. And then this other book by L.E. Mistal is Allow Me to Retort, a Black Guy's Guide to the Constitution. So it's another great book that I'm reading just to learn up. And as I continue to build my business, this other book I just bought, Profitable Podcasting, growing your business. If I'm wanting to grow, I've got to read. I've got to learn. And it's the same for you. I want you to be prepared. I want you to learn. I want you to read. I want you to grow. You're not, as much as I love TikTok and they're funny and I love, Twitter is kind of my thing. But as much as I love Twitter, I can't stay on it 24/7. I got to get out there and read. I got to learn. I got to do some stuff. Okay. Let me see. Donna, she said she makes lists. Make a list. I do the same thing, Donna. I have to write it down or else I'm just not going to get it done. And so then here is something else that I want you to do that's going to help you. Is watch what others do. Watch what other people do. You don't have to, and I've said this before, you don't have to recreate the wheel. Watch what somebody else is doing. Like I said, I was watching that that program upstairs it was on YouTube, I think it was. Watching that or watching Oprah, if I'm trying to watch, Tabitha Brown or somebody like that, watch what other people are doing and learn from them. And then here's another thing. When you're watching people, it's not always what you can mimic what they're doing. Sometimes you learn what not to do. Okay. Sometimes you learn what not to do by watching that other person. If you're wanting to be, a supervisor, a boss, or a director, or whatever, and you see the boss or director that's treating people bad, then you say to yourself, I don't want to be that person. I'm going to treat my employees well. I'm going to speak to them. I'm going to give them, pay them a good salary. I'm going to give them time off when they need it off. Okay. So sometimes you can learn what not to do. All right. Let me say this real quick. If you have not already shared the stream, please share that stream. I believe this is a great podcast tonight. And so I want you to share this with somebody else. And because I believe that they're going to be blessed by it. And if you have not already, make sure you hit that notification button so that every time that I come on, that you will be notified. Okay. So you got to watch what other people do. And then here is the last one. Ask questions. I've got 2 minutes. You've got to ask questions. And I know sometimes this is a tricky one because I think all of us, I know I have been in a situation where you might be in a room full of people or a classroom and you want to ask that question, but you don't want it to seem like, that you don't know and people are going to look at you like you're crazy. Because I've done that before. I've asked a question before. People look at you like you really asked that question? So sometimes it can be very intimidating, but you need to ask questions. How else are you going to learn? How else are you going to know the answer to that question if you do not ask? And I'll always say that if and when you ask that question, there's always somebody who's sitting there who's like going, "Whew, I'm glad she asked that question because I had the same question." All right. Oh, I see. Let me see. All right, Rhonda Thornton, how are you tonight? Glad you're on. Audrey, let me see. What's Sandry's? I learned how to prepare for that. I did all those things to become an electrician. Yes, absolutely. Peggy, I had certain people that are retiring. What are they doing or did so that I can have a successful retirement? Absolutely. Because you don't want to retire and then you don't have any money, or you think, oh, I got my 401k or I'm getting my Social Security and I'm just going to travel and spend all this money. And then a year later, you're broke and then you're having to go back to work. So you don't want to do that. So that's very smart of you to ask people who have retired. That's what I'm saying. Somebody who's already paved the way. Absolutely, Coco. Somebody who's already paved that way for you. You don't have to reinvent that wheel. You don't have to go off the path unless you're just really trying to do something different. Pick their brain. Pick their brain. All right. Ladies, this is great. So remember, as you grow, if you want to have that new growth, you got to be prepared. It doesn't just happen. Doesn't just happen because you write it down. Doesn't just happen because you dream it. You have got to take action on it. And you've got to study. You've got to read. You've got to ask questions. You got to do what other people have already done before you and watch them and follow them. All right, ladies, my time is up. I know 15 minutes is crazy. So if you have not already, remember, please share that stream, like the page if you have not already, follow the page, hit that notification button so that the next time I'm on, you will be notified. Remember, always, 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 I love you. I believe in your dreams. I believe in you. And most importantly, I believe in your action. All right. I love you to life. Have a peaceful week and do something this week that's going to help you to prepare for your new growth. All right. I love you. Bye-bye.